saying a happy St. Patrick's Day today. Today's going to be the last day of the St. Patrick's Day outfit. Brenda's putting the finishing touches on the new one that will start tomorrow. So it's a beautiful day here today. It's 37 degrees, the sun is out, very little wind. Great day to be in northern Michigan. So we're going to go ahead and grab some food and put it out. Got some things to share with you. And you're going to dance an Irish jig?
Yeah.
What you're going to do today?
Yeah, okay.
All right, that's what I thought. Okay. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You can see there's still some food down. I was out here earlier this morning. I woke up this morning and I saw we had a power failure here, so I had to come out and reboot everything. And while I was here, I put a little bit of food down, so that's why there's still some left. Today. Alright, I think we're in pretty good shape. Brenda used a little bit of duct tape on the thermometer, so we'll see
If it works, I don't know.
If it holds up. Problem is if you make something that holds too well, it gets busted right off. So if you make something that can come apart easy, usually it's a little easier to put it back together.
And I do have my green on. I am Irish. My grandma's maiden name was Dunlop.
So there you go. Can I give you that? So I can reach in my pocket here. Looks like the chickadees are happy. I don't see any deer and I don't see any turkeys.
No, it's so warm they're probably out enjoying food somewhere.
And I just forget what pocket I put it in.
What are you looking for?
My little sheet. There it is. Okay. Got a thank you to share with you here. We've got, I'd like to thank Carla Porterfield, and she's from Wytheville, Virginia, and she owns R&C Trucking and Repair Company, and Carla has agreed to help us out on a monthly basis. So Carla, we certainly appreciate that. Hope you're doing well there in Virginia. I've got a couple things just to share with you. The sweatshirt that Brenda's got on turned out to be more popular than we thought, and we sold out of them. So Richard has already got...
Really nice, really comfortable.
Richard's already got the next order in progress, so if you've ordered one like in the last day, there'll be just a little bit of a delay. Normally he gets them in the mail the same day, but he's got to have those shipped in, and then they silk screen that really nice logo on the front of it, which is really, really good quality. It's actually a 5-step process that they go through to put those on. So, in fact, actually, Richard told me today what they're going to do is they're going to ship it all in together. Those jackets I've been talking about, which I'll get a picture as soon as I've got one to put on for you. They're going to have the jacket shipped in, the sweatshirt shipped in, and T-shirts all shipped in at the same time, so they can do a run. And like I said, it's pretty extensive, but you'll see if you happen to get one. It's a real high-quality item. So, let's see, what else have I got on here? Oh, I need to take a look at the lights, too, just while I'm thinking about it. I made a note to myself just to make sure those are all set. And they're not. That's why it was dark here last night. Okay. Now the lights should be working, should come on when they're supposed to. Alright, let's see. And like I mentioned earlier, we had a power failure here sometime overnight. When I woke up this morning and checked, I saw it was down, so I drove out here and got everything rebooted and back online, so I think it's been working fine ever since. So that's good to see. Wanted to mention too, our YouTube channel's been continuing to grow, so welcome to all of you that have subscribed to that. It's free to subscribe, so if you're interested in seeing some of the background stories and news stories and history of what goes on here, behind the scene type videos, plus our daily chats here, feel free to check out our YouTube page. And to do that, just go to snowmancam.com, and at the very top of the page there's a link that says YouTube, and just click on that. It'll take you right directly to our page, and you can subscribe and get all the updates there. Welcome also to all the people that just joined our Facebook page. We had several new folks join since yesterday, so welcome. We're glad to have you. If you do Facebook, just do a search for us, Snowman Cam, and our page will pop up. Keep an eye on these chickadees. And you'll see our Facebook page. Feel free to like and follow that. And then we also have a fans group too, so just ask to join that and we'll get you in there. And you'll see a lot of neat things that you won't see anyplace else in there. You'll see little cartoons, you'll see videos that have been edited down to different animals. Last night there was an owl that came in here, and somebody captured that and posted it. So you'll find a lot of neat things. So if you do Facebook, feel free to join us. We'd be glad to have you. And when you do, introduce yourself when you come in. because I get the pleasure of seeing you and where you're from, but the other members don't until you actually make a post. So it's just nice if you introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and give everybody the pleasure of welcoming you to the site. Also, from our snowmancam.com page up at the top, there's a link there for our Twitter page too, and that's been growing. So that's a nice thing to follow to see what's going on. If there's any last-minute updates or anything that I think you need to know, I put it out there on Twitter along with our Facebook pages. And I wanted to thank also the people that have been clicking on that eBay link. We've got an eBay link in snowmancam.com right under the chat room. And people have been clicking on that before they go and make their purchase. And what that does is it just tells eBay that we referred you, and then they give us a small percentage of the sale. They don't tell us who you are, or what you bought, or where you're from, or anything like that. But and I just looked today, and from that, the Snowman Cam has received almost $11 this month. So that's enough to buy a 25-pound bag of corn. So it's a pretty cool way to help us out here. So if you guys like shopping at eBay like we do, just remember to click on that link first before you go there. I think that's all I had on my list. I've got a couple of letters there. Are those? You want me to read those?
Read the long one.
The long one. They're both from the same gentleman.
And they are?
Yeah, okay. And Eric, I hope you're watching. I've been getting just bombarded with emails lately, which is a great thing. I love getting them. I feel bad when I don't get a chance to answer all of them. I think yesterday I spent 3 solid hours going through them, and I know a lot of times Brenda will see me on my phone and she'll say, what are you doing? As I'm answering emails, trying to go through them and get caught up. But and sometimes I just don't get a chance, especially if they involve a lot of long answers and things. Because I might do 200 or 300 a day, and at a minute or two a piece, that you can see can easily spend 3 hours on it. So, but when I see some of them, I like to grab like this one from Eric in Connecticut, because I think it'll ask and answer some questions that a lot of people might have. Again, this is from Eric Hoke. He's in Bristol, Connecticut. He said he's originally from Sawyer, Michigan. Says, hi Ken, I have to say when I first saw the Snowman Cam on Earth Cam, I just didn't get it. And I understand that, Eric. I actually heard that a lot too. People can't figure out why anybody would want to tune in and watch a snowman in the woods, especially one made out of wood. It said, then one stressful day I put the Snowman Cam on my second monitor and let the sounds of nature play. It was like having a screen window out to the woods. This is the best, and he's got that bolded, reason to have multiple monitors so one can be on the Snowman Cam most of the day. I go on via Earth Cam so as not to jam up your local network limitations. I wonder if that helps. And I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a real tech person. I've talked with my ISP if it made much difference. If a lot of people were watching, they didn't seem to think that would ever be an issue. They said the only time it would be an issue if a lot of people were actually here on location, signed into the Wi-Fi, that might slow it down. So. But
what I think he meant on that is the Snowman Cam webpage.
Right.
There's only a certain amount allowed in there.
Yeah, in the chat room.
Yes.
Yeah.
That might be what he's.
And that's true too. Only 150 people at a time can actually be on the page viewing the chat room. So yeah, if you have no interest in chatting or watching the chat, you can either watch us on Earth Cam or actually even have right on our page a little link right there underneath the chat that says view the cam without the chat, and it takes you off that page. And then it doesn't create any kind of issue slowing the cam down. Let's see, I would guess that could be my first question. If I wanted to keep the Snowman going in the background on the second monitor, what is the best way without contributing to maxing out your maximum connections? And I think that pretty much answers it. I don't think you'll max out a connection other than just the chat room itself that'll fill up. But if you're at snowmancam.com, just find that link right under the chat that says, I think it says view cam without chat. Click that, and what it'll do is it'll bring a full screen picture of the Snowman Cam up, and you won't see the chat at all there. It says, my second question, where is the microphone? the microphone's actually mounted right up on the wall. It's not at the cam. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 feet to the right of the cam here, and then it's about 8 feet up in the air. And I've got it up there. It's inside a metal enclosed housing, and it also offers some protection too from the overhang on the house. So I think I know I've taken some pictures here, and you'd be able to see that if you haven't joined our Facebook page. Do that. And that's the kind of things you'll see. I try to snap pictures and show people behind the scenes here. Okay, it says, my third question, do you ever clean the lens? Yeah, we do, but I don't know if we've done that in a while. It's the lens, it's inside, the camera itself is inside a weatherproof housing that's all heated with a fan, so it stays pretty clean. It's got a little overhang on it, so if rain comes down, it doesn't drip on the window itself. But I imagine after a while, probably from the dust and stuff, it might get a little dusty. So maybe with that reminder before we leave today, we'll just
I think he was just asking because he said he's a tech person.
Is he?
That's what he
Oh,
used to do.
you read ahead.
Yes.
No wonder you know all this stuff. Okay, I'm reading it cold. All right. It said, is there something you have to do? Also, I've seen how the camera is mounted and have to wonder the way the animals bump things. How do they keep from knocking the angle of the camera off?
I don't think they'd get that close because all the wires hang in there. I think it makes them a little nervous.
Yeah.
We don't put food up there.
No, there's no food. They can get close to it. I'm sure you've seen the turkeys, and I think because it's glass, they can see the reflection in the front of that housing, and you've seen some pictures. So they can get relatively close, but it's very securely mounted to the house itself, and then the camera is screwed really tight to the bracket. So, in fact, if I want to adjust it, it's actually difficult to adjust, and I've got to loosen it a little bit before I adjust it. It says, I know I've never seen it happen, but having installed housings like this in the past profession, they are hard to keep perfectly aligned. Especially when they would be subject to animals bumping up against it. And, yeah, well, let's see, what was I going to say about that?
I don't know.
Well,
you pretty much answered.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Because of the type of lens that's on the camera, I can actually, what was that?
Ice, maybe?
Oh, yes, ice is starting to melt and fell in the driveway. You can actually, I can move that camera a bit without really changing the view hardly at all, maybe a little bit on the sides. And maybe at some point someday I'll kind of show that. I'll loosen the camera, move it around. So little bumps, even if they were to bump it, you know, over a half inch or so, it probably would not change what you're seeing much at all. It says, just as offhand, I found that watching the archives allows me to catch some of my little animal micro-movie funnies much easier. There's a question. If I'm watching the archives, does that count against the count for the Snowman Cam? No, I don't think the archives have anything to do with that whatsoever. As far, if you're asking as far as the count on viewers, I think that's something separate. I don't think EarthCam keeps track of how many people watch the archives, or if they do, that's not a stat that they share with me. It says, lastly, I have to say I wonder why some predators haven't found your wildlife oasis. I'm not wishing it would happen, just wondering why it hasn't happened. Any thoughts? And actually, you know, we're in the wild here. You know, there's thousands and thousands of acres around us here with all kinds of wildlife. So, yeah, occasionally you will see a predator that will come in here. You'll see...
Well, they said the owl last night, they think, grabbed a squirrel.
Yeah, we have flying squirrels here, and they seem to be quite a treat for the owls, so they'll come in and grab those. We'll occasionally have hawks that will come in. They seem to enjoy blue jays for some reason. I tend to find blue jay parts in the driveway occasionally, and so that's going to happen. Like I said, it's the wild. We don't keep, you know, anything in particular away. And to tell you the truth, I'm surprised with all the squirrels. We've never had so many squirrels as we've had this year. But nature seems to balance that out. There's a lot of coyotes in the area. I haven't seen any recently on cam. I'm sure you will at some point, because I know the coyotes like the squirrels. So But I appreciate it, that you're concerned about that. It says, thank you for all you do for the animals. I'm going to order a coffee mug to watch the critters by. And again, that's Eric Hoke in Bristol, Connecticut. So Eric, thank you for those questions. I hope I was able to answer those. And we look forward to your order for that coffee cup, and we'll ship that out.
And the other question he had was he noticed that there's a bunch of seed coming from the feeders. The bear do get a hold of these feeders. They kind of tear them apart. A couple of them do have holes. We fix them as much as we can, but the little bit that drops out is, we just consider that good for the animals on the ground.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see the turkeys come in occasionally too and peck on them, and they might open up one of the holes because they're wire mesh feeders. But like Brenda said, the bear come in, and like I mentioned earlier, you can't make things strong enough to keep the animals from destroying it. So with these particular feeders, why I like them is the bear can come in, tear them down, and smash them all up, and then I can fix them and put them back up. And I've had those for a while. But occasionally you'll see, we probably have gone through over the years maybe 20 or 30 feeders that have disappeared off into the forest somewhere that we've never found. So that does happen, but for the most part, we're able to repair those. So I've got it set up on a wire here. Makes it kind of easy to pull down without destroying things, without pulling the mount out of the house or wrecking the tree at all. All right. Anything else we need to cover on this St. Paddy's Day?
Nope, I think that's it.
Well, I hope all our friends there in Ireland are enjoying it. I've noticed on Earth Cam today that they've featured, I think, two or three Dublin cams, which that's always fun to watch, seeing everybody celebrating over there. So obviously a huge holiday originating from that area, but we celebrate it here as well in the United States.
We have corned beef and cabbage meals today, so we have our reservations to go enjoy that.
Yep, we're going to be meeting some friends. I think there's going to be about 10 of us tonight. I am not a big fan of corned beef and cabbage, but I'll find something else. Brenda loves it, so it's a yearly thing that we do. So, unless you have anything else.
Nope, I'm good. We'll see you tomorrow at 1.
Okay, oh, that's right, the big reveal tomorrow.
So YouTube fans can watch it later. We cannot do anything live because it will block and stall the camera.
What do you mean?
As far as like a live Facebook feed.
Oh, yeah, we won't do a live Facebook at the same time. Because our network can't handle if we're on Facebook with the camera broadcasting.
But it'll be on Earth Cam, and then you can watch it later on YouTube.
Yep, absolutely. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be in the archives on Earth Cam too. So again, thank you to everybody out there that's watching. Glad that you're continuing to enjoy this. And one last thing I did want to mention, I put on the list is just well, I guess I did a little bit about the jackets.
Yes,
got some
you
jackets
did.
coming in. So I think that's all I have to cover. We will be back here tomorrow after church for the big unveiling. So if you want to watch Brenda put that together live, I don't know what time we're going to be here. Sometime between 11 and noon, maybe tomorrow.
I said 1.
1 that late.
That's what we told Jody, and that's what you told Earth Cam, I hope.
Okay.
Did you email him and tell him that?
I didn't tell them what time. No. So it'll be a surprise. They'll figure it out. All right. You can tell this is unedited and unrehearsed while we're here. Guess what? Chickadee got you on the shoulder. You got it for a change. I'll let you take it off later. All right, we're gonna take off. I hope that wherever you're watching from around the world, that you're warm and safe and comfortable and dry and well fed and in good health. And with your help, like the folks we thank here every day, we'll be here every day putting food out to make sure that the animals that they stay well fed too. So we're going to take off. Have a great St. Paddy's Day, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow. Take
Bye-bye.
care.